How many of you remembered when I warned about Edo State and Delta State that the fighters are coming and everything about Delta and Edo State is going to change? Today, after they invaded Delta State and Edo State, Delta State in Biafra land, these people are demanding that farmers should pay before they go to their farm in Delta State. This is not just me, Simon Ekpa, making it up. Hear it from the governor's mouth that the farmers will be demanded by these terrorists to pay money. This is happening in Biafra land. And when we are talking, you people say we are talking too much. Hear the governor of Delta State, Governor Okowa, lamenting to the police.
Herdsmen occupying some communities in Delta State seem to have resorted to intimidation of indigents, allegedly forcing farmers to pay some amount of money before gaining access to their farms. This is coming from the state governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, who made the comments while hosting the Assistant Inspector General in charge of Zone 5, Rashid Akitudi. They said the 3 communities in Ugeli North have been taken over by the herders, calling on security agencies to prevent the situation from snowballing into a bigger crisis. The AIG's reaction to this was a promise that the police will do all it can to rid the state of criminal elements.
The farmers are actually told that if they must go to the farm, they must pay money to the herdsmen before they can go to their own farms. That is not tolerable. We are a state that tolerates a lot of, we like to live with people, but this is the only place where I found that the indigents have to pay money to herdsmen before they can actually go into their farms. So I think that there is a need for us to find something to do before actually we go into a crisis situation. This has been on for several years, but it appears that it's getting a lot more worse in this particular community. So, Mr. AIG, I think that there is a need to work with the Commissioner of Police and other sister agencies and to address this particular situation.
Your Excellency, Dr. Okowa, you don't negotiate this terrorist with the Nigeria police that are sponsoring them. You don't negotiate with the security agency that are shielding them and helping them to kill people in Delta State community. That you have accused Nigerian military for shielding this terrorists to come and kill people in Delta State. The same security agency you are now. The only solution is to sack these people from Delta State. Let them go back to the north. You have to pick up courage now to sack them. If you cannot sack them, arm all the farmers to continue to defend themselves. If you don't have the balls as a man to sack these people from your state, sacking them means that you must demand that they leave. If you cannot do that, you supply arms to the farmers to defend themselves. Otherwise, you see this story you are talking now, this is how you'll be lamenting until we get Biafra. And this is how they will be killing people, Biafra people in Delta State until Biafra come. And we cannot tolerate that. It is time. It is time you arm the farmers for self-defense. Thank you. Now, you are watching the corrupt channel TV presenters. Corrupt, compromised channel TV presenters and these 3 men. These presenters are supposed to be young men, young Nigeria, brilliant Nigeria, but look how corrupt and compromised they are. They could not allow this man to finish his analysis, to finish his narrative on terrorist Fulani Herdsmen. They are waiting until the federal government that is sponsoring Fulani Herdsmen call them terrorists. They are interrupting the man that the government is yet to call them terrorists. And they couldn't allow this man to finish his narrative. And this is the young generation, or these are the youth. These people you see here are the youth and the young generation of Nigeria. And they are TV presenters, and they are living on lies, fraud, and they have been compromised. This is Channel TV. And these people, by the time Nigeria is disintegrated, they will take this their corrupt practice, this their corrupt lifestyle to Duduwa. Some of them to Duduwa. Some of them to even Biafra or Middle Belt, because their name sounds like from Duduwa and from Middle Belt. And see how corrupt they are. They can't allow a man they invited to give his own narrative and opinion on pressing national issues. They interrupted him, and that is not enough. This broadcast was cut off prematurely. They couldn't allow the man to finish his narrative. And these are one of the mainstream media channels in Nigeria. Now, listen to the man.
Well, if the security agencies were alive to their responsibilities, those guys talking there should not be walking free on the streets of Nigeria. Why? Because they are terrorists. I have refused to key into the idea of saying farmers herders clashed. There is no farmer herders clashed. You go to a village, you have seen it. It is not fake news, isn't it? They burn the villages, kill the people, destroy everything. Is there a clash there? With sophisticated weapons. Targets are chosen, planned, and people are eliminated. There is a planned genocide. There is a planned extermination of the Middle Belt people. There is a deliberate compromise of these people who are criminals, who are terrorists, who are the same thing like Boko Haram. They are not different from them, and they are there. They are not others.
But even though the government has not declared them as terrorists, maybe independently calling them so.
I am saying so.
But
I didn't start saying it today. I started saying it since 2011.
But the government has not told us
that that group
Allah is a terrorist organization. The government has not
whether
said
the government believes in it.
But go
After all,
that.
International communities have said that the government is being compromised and they are supporting terrorism. And what is worse than what is happening? Take, for example, somebody will lie to the whole world and say 800 people were killed in the Mambla Plateau and no news of it. Did they show it that 800 people were killed? They were killed and simply swallowed them or thrown them into the ocean or into the river, and the corpses were not known and nothing happened. And it's an afterthought to now tell the world, oh, 800 people were slaughtered. But when it happened, why didn't they tell the world that 800 people were slaughtered? So these same people are the terrorists. Let me tell you, you have different types. What these people are, the Boko Haram promoters. They are the terrorist promoters. An average Fulani man.
And this herdsmen farmers clash that they are using, which is very wrong. And we have been shouting, there is nothing like farmers herders clash. It is these people you see here in the Channel TV that are always using that word. Herders farmers clash. There is nothing like clash. These people are terrorists. They are ranked number 3 deadliest terrorist organization in the world by Global Terrorism Index. And they refuse to call them terrorists because they are sponsoring them. Today, most of them, they call them bandit. There is nothing like bandit. Go and check dictionary meaning of bandit. Bandit are robbers. People who rob, who take advantage of other people and rob them of their belonging. That is what is called bandit. Bandit is not those who will go to a village and kill villagers. Like in Kaduna on weekend, 51 people was killed and they call them bandit. Bandit don't go and start raising villages and conquering villages and killing people and annihilating a particular group and faith. That is not banditry. Banditry are people who are armed robbers, who are robbing to get your property and your money. It is not people who are killing based on terrorists to bring fear and then take your property and take your land. That is two different. These are two different things. You cannot be calling Fulani herdsmen bandit, or you cannot a section of them. You call them bandit, and the other one you say farmers herders clash. These are things. These are the things that Nigerians must look into and stop calling and naming them wrong name. There is nothing like bandit. Bandits are those who will come and rob you at gunpoint, not those who will invade villages, invade village and start killing children, killing unarmed women and children, and then raise the whole village, burn them, and you come to say they are bandits. They are not bandits. Go and check dictionary meaning, English dictionary meaning of bandit, and you people should correct yourself. There is nothing like bandit. It is Fulani herdsmen, and they are terrorist organization. Mayete Allah. Correct yourself, and Biafra will put to an end. We will put to an end to this nonsense in Nigeria.